When I said in the original video that it ain't no way they can make this pay-per-view between Jaron Ennis and Teofimo Lopez, and they did. They're talking about going again up against Tank March 1st on pay-per-view, which is a bad idea. I don't understand why boxing sabotages itself like this. And nobody talks about Crawford and Spence being sabotaged by Al Heyman and fighting on the same day as a UFC pay-per-view. Now, you would be like, well, CJ, traditionally, there's Vaseline on my lip. Traditionally, they don't do that. All right? They be like, traditionally, that doesn't happen. That does not happen. But it's no longer traditional with everybody having their own streaming apps. So it's not traditional anymore. Because when you have your own streaming app, you can just do your pay-per-view without the cable and satellite companies. You know what I'm saying? So without the cable and satellite companies, you could just do your own pay-per-view now. So you don't need them for distribution. You'd be like, well, why don't you need them? Why wouldn't they use them for distribution? I mean, it's the old school way of thinking. They're not promoting like they used to promote. They're not marketing these fights like they used to market these fights. Therefore, they saying, guess what? We can just have our own app. We ain't got to cut them in 10, 20%. We can just keep the money in-house with the network, keep the money in-house with the promoters. You know what I'm saying? And we just going to do it that way. Therefore, if I do a pay-per-view, I don't have to go through the cable companies. The cable companies won't do two major combat pay-per-views the same night. But instead, I can go through ESPN Plus. I can do DAZN. I can just do it, exclusively there. And this ain't no pay-per-view fight. Let's keep it funky. This ain't no pay-per-view fight. This is not a pay-per-view fight. This is not a pay-per-view fight. And I'm not saying you know, this is not a pay-per-view fight. Neither is Tank. Tank isn't a pay-per-view fight. And then you put two non-pay-per-view fights, and you tell people to pick it on the same day. Dog, they're if you can't see it, they're trying to destroy boxing. They're trying to destroy boxing. They're going out their way to destroy boxing. They're literally going out their way to destroy the sport. No doubt about it. They're going out their way to destroy the sport. Flat out. Like Boots, like T.O. don't even sell, period. And Boots don't even sell. He's selling Boots selling he's selling Philly. And he said, of course you're supposed to be able to sell at the crib. This is the problem with boxing, bro. They putting shit that ain't pay-per-view no more. And Al Heyman started that trend. Al Heyman started the trend of throwing everything on pay-per-view. So everybody feel like they got to follow what they doing at PBC. So everybody feel like I'm a pay-per-view fighter. Nobody cared nothing about the sport. Nobody cared nothing about the sport. Nobody cared nothing about the sport. Nobody's protecting the sport. Nobody trying to grow the sport. You got these no-name brand niggas. You know what I'm saying? Fighting, can't sell out Circus. You know what I'm saying? Fighting on pay-per-view. And then they got to be making some money some type of way. They got to be making money some type of way. They got to. They got to be, you know, what you call it, money laundering, selling bricks on the low, something. They got to be doing something on the low. This is not a motherfucking pay-per-view fight, bro. This is a team move, bounce that ass TV main event. In reality, this might not even be a main event on HBO Boxing After Dark or Championship Boxing back in the day. And is this acceptable? I'm going to talk about this on live today if I get a chance. Is this acceptable enough for him not to duck Virgil Ortiz? Is this an acceptable fight? Is he going to make the money he would have made on the undercard with Virgil versus T.O.? I say not. I say that he ain't walking away with $5 million. Promoter Bob Aaron reveals he's working on a deal with T.O. to face, Teofimo Lopez to face Boots Ennis March 1st in a joint pay-per-view with DAZN and ESPN. So they trying to come at Tank. Lance Pugmire reports that if he was the top dog, Tank too, nobody would try to go up against him on pay-per-view. Lance Pugmire reports the top rank is negotiating a fight for T.O. to move up to welterweight and challenge Boots Ennis for the IBF 54-7 title. It's questionable whether the fights get made. There you go. I don't believe it's going to get made. T.O. recently babbled about being the king of the 40-pound division, offering Devin and Ryan 55-45 split. The silence of deafening, nothing came back. So a desperate move for T.O. from top rank perspective is understandable why they're letting T.O. walk the plank in a risky fight in his career. Was going to belly up. They have to do something with Lopez because they're looking desperate. He deserves losses to Jermaine Ortiz, Sandor Martin to go along against the defeats against George Camboso. This is one of the few occasions this thing talking facts. Dan Ambrose talking facts. If they don't put T.O. in with Boots, he'll likely lose to one of these no-name French contenders. So, I mean, like I said before, putting this shit on pay-per-view and going against Tank, it sounds like they setting them up for failure. Just in my opinion, it sounds like they setting them up for failure. Just my opinion. It sounds like it's a setup for failure. So that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like a setup for failure. So, yep, it sounds like it's a setup for failure to cash out T.O. They tired of this dude. They losing money on him. He complaining about everything because he can't sell. You know, he selling like peanut brittle and shit like that. So, yeah. So they tired of dealing with this dude. Yeah, they tired of dealing with dog. And, you know, for the most part, understandably so. Talk a lot of shit. About Top Rank, how they treated him, what they not doing. They got to do a better job. And, you know, he do a lot of marketing and promote, but he a goofy. So they looking to cash him out, him get beat and probably release him and grant him the release that he always wanted. He going to get back out there, find out like Shakur Stevenson, you know, find out like the rest of them. Even Terrence Crawford without Top Rank outside the Spence fight, he ain't found a lot of success out there. He was more active, it seemed like, with Top Rank. Got to keep a bean, keep it a bean. Shakur Stevenson ain't done nothing. He still ain't getting the big fights with Eddie Hearn. A lot of these fighters want to blame the promotional company, but look at them now. Look at Jaleel Hackett. You know, lost at 147 pounds. You know, they blaming Eddie Hearn. Left PBC. Deontay Wilder, you down with PBC? Oh, you know me. You down with PBC? All the homies. And what he got to do? Got stretched. Breathe, stretch, shake. Let it go. Wilder's in that bitch doing a chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side of it, right? And Zane poured his ass out. No diddy. A lot of them niggas lost their leave their promotional company and get exposed. Come on, look at Boots. Left PBC, got exposed. They be thinking they better than what they is, and they more popular and worth more than they is. All these promoters seem to be paying y'all more than what y'all worth, even though, in my opinion, allegedly they still stealing money off this hop anyway. But to put this on pay-per-view and to go against the face of boxing and Tank, it doesn't seem like it's a setup for failure. Just my opinion on it, but hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live, we drop video. Financially, want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Don't forget, check out the Patreon. It's in the link tree. Won't be disappointed. Appreciate y'all. Bless.